Ever been betrayed by someone in power, then watch them lose everything? When I first got to college, I didn't know anyone. Just another nervous freshman trying to survive biochem and figure out how not to mess up everything in the first 2 weeks. Our dorms were monitored by student leaders, basically upperclassmen with a badge and a key, who were supposed to keep an eye on us. My dorm leader, we'll call him Julio, seemed chill at first. Julio gave off the cool older brother vibe, said things like, "I don't care what you guys do, just keep it quiet," and told me about all the alcohol he used to sneak in when he was a freshman. Honestly, I barely drank, but it was nice knowing our dorm leader wasn't out to make our lives miserable. Then came the end of October. I just finished one of the worst weeks of my life. 3 exams, no sleep, endless labs. So when a guy down the hall invited me to watch a Lakers game and chill, I said yes. There were 3 of us, 1 bottle of vodka. I took a single shot and went back to watching the game. At some point, one of the guys spilled soda and stepped out to get paper towels. That's when Julio walked by, saw the bottle, chuckled, and said something like, "Ah, I remember those days. Just keep it down." Nothing about calling anyone, nothing about trouble, just a laugh and a walk away. 30 minutes later, knock, knock, campus police, breathalyzers. Turns out Julio had reported us. I blew a no 2, ended up with a minor in consumption charge, 20 hours of community service, a reflection journal, and a trip to the school's judicial affairs office. Not exactly how I thought my chill Thursday night would go. I saw Julio a week later and asked him why he reported us. Why not just tell us to knock it off or go back to our rooms? He looked me dead in the eye and said, "You made a decision, and you had to suffer the consequences." I never forgot that line. Sophomore year, I moved off campus and joined a fraternity. It wasn't a big, stereotypical Greek life kind of school, and the guys were surprisingly cool. That semester, we were taking in a new pledge class, and guess who texts me out of the blue? Julio. He says, "One of your pledges got caught dealing alcohol to another freshman in the dorms. Thought I'd give you a heads up." Dealing alcohol. I almost laughed out loud. The kid had apparently given someone a bottle of wine. I dropped the message in our fraternity group me, and everyone roasted it. A week later, that same pledge pulled me aside and asked about the message. Turns out, Julio had reported him too, and the kid ended up with a minor in possession charge. But this time, Julio made a mistake. During his judicial meeting, the pledge mentioned that Julio had texted me about the charge before it was even processed, basically violating privacy by discussing pending charges with a third party. The judicial officer said that if the kid could prove it, Julio would face serious consequences, so I sent them the text. Didn't think much about it after that, until the end of the semester. I was grabbing lunch at the dining hall when Julio walked up to me. He looked miserable, said he knew I was the one who turned him in, that he'd been fired as a dorm leader, lost his scholarship, was struggling to get back on track. Then he hit me with the kicker. "Why did you do that? You could have handled it differently. I didn't have to lose everything." I stared at him for a long second, and then I said, "Julio, you made a decision, and you had to suffer the consequences of that decision." And just like that, I walked away.